Hello, I'm Steven Barhorst, co-host and moderator of Straight Talk, and I'm here to talk to you about the election that just happened. Now, we'll be talking about this on the show itself, so you may be wondering what I'm doing talking to you in this format. You may be saying to yourself, why is this moderator person talking to us like this when he has two infinitely more qualified people in J.P. Remages and Charlie Convery to give us the rundown on what just happened? And you're completely right. JP and Charlie are more qualified to give you their assessment, and we'll get their assessment in the main episode. But I just wanted to give you my take on the election, rather the aftermath of it all. Not because I think that my understanding is any more informed or any more conclusive, but because I feel that I need to say it, if only to get it off my chest. But to get back to more of my original reasons for talking to you like this, I feel that this message is specifically suited for this format. One of the main reasons we created this show is because we believed that fair, civil, and informed political discussion is one of the bedrocks of this country's foundation. And I feel that if I were to interject with this message, I would have invalidated my position as moderator, because in doing so, I would have failed to keep the chair neutral to both sides of the aisle, a responsibility which I take very seriously. Now, what I'm about to say is something that some of you may agree with and something that some of you may disagree with. But I just ask for you to listen, if only for a minute, with open ears. Donald J. Trump is going to be the 45th President of the United States of America, and he now stands to take office after one of the most contentious, divisive, nasty elections of our time. And this division, this nastiness, has poured into the aftermath of the election, with protests, with violence and tumult pouring into the streets. We've seen crowds gather outside of the White House to chant expletives about Trump. We've seen mobs gather in the street, burning effigies and hurling insults. We've seen groups beating people who were just suspected of voting for the man. In fact, there was even a case of a woman posting a video to Facebook of her kicking her child out of her house onto the streets because her son had voted for Trump in his school's mock election. That kid seemed to be no more than in elementary school. Now, all of this I find just a bit funny and a bit ironic, considering it's coming from the same people who told us before the election that the outcome of it is final and that we must accept it no matter what. A statement that I agree with, but this behavior also gets at something that I find troubling about the state of U.S. politics in general. What this speaks to is that the old belief that says that, yes, we can disagree on policy, yes, we can disagree on the issues, but at the end of the day, you're a good person, and we want the same things in the end. Now, this is mostly gone. To be frank, we all want a better economy. We all want a safer country to live in and a higher standard of living. Now, you're a racist, and you're a sexist if you vote for Donald Trump, and you're a globalist, and you're a liar if you vote for Hillary Clinton. Never mind the how or the why, never mind the reasons why you would vote for them. You're a terrible person, and who really cares what you have to say to defend yourself? You're a racist, you're a sexist, you're a bigot, and you're a homophobe for supporting him anyway. So who really does care? Now, I won't deny that there probably were some people that voted for Donald Trump because they actually were sexists and racists. And there were probably people who voted for Hillary Clinton, the exact same amount of people who voted for Hillary Clinton, because they actually were globalists and liars. And to be honest, both of them were terrible candidates, but to paint with such a broad brushstroke and to label all of their voters and all of their supporters as such, something that I find deeply, deeply troubling. And let me be 100% crystal clear on where I stand on the issues. I'm a Republican, I'm a conservative, and I'm a libertarian. And I had, among policy disagreements, serious trust issues with Hillary Clinton that I could not get past. And I also had, among policy disagreements, serious character issues with Donald Trump that I could not get over. The closest I came to supporting any candidates in the general election were Gary Johnson, the Libertarian candidate, and Evan McMullin, the Independent candidate. And even then, it was never really concrete support. Most of the candidates I really believed in had dropped out long ago in the primaries. But this is something that has permeated all levels of our political culture to the point where we have become almost desensitized when speakers are banned from college campuses, when people are hospitalized and beaten for going to political rallies, when people are mocked and derided online in public for espousing their political beliefs when you disagree with them. And when the objective of political debate became not to engage in an open forum of ideas and even possibly to convince or to persuade the other person to consider viewpoints they hadn't considered before, and became, rather, to prove to everyone how bad of a person you are and how nasty, vile, and disgusting you are, is when we made a political culture where it became possible for Donald Trump to not only survive in, but thrive in. He has capitalized on the anger, the resentment, and the bitterness that the average person feels in today's America, forgotten by the political elite, abandoned by those they voted in to represent them, and insulted by their own people for simply stating their beliefs. These aren't racists, these aren't sexists, they're not bigots, and they're not homophobes. These are average, everyday people. People like your postman, your plumber, your factory worker, your car mechanic, your electrician, your farmer. These are people who are fed up with the system and want to bring it all crashing down from the top down. Again, don't mistake me for an ardent Trump supporter. I disagreed with him on numerous issues. I find his comments about women grossly offensive, and I think that he does not represent the conservative movement as a whole in America. But to repeat, Donald J. Trump is going to be the 45th president of the United States of America. And as such, he is going to be our president. And you know what? That means that we at least have to give him a chance. We have to at least be willing to reserve judgment on him as a president until he gets into office. Come January 20th, 2017, and the days, weeks, months, and years that follow, we can voice whatever concerns we have about the type of president he became. But protesting and rioting against him now, before he's even taken office, does nothing, absolutely nothing, to help mend the wounds this country is currently suffering from. I will admit, he proved me wrong on all levels. He proved me wrong when he announced he would run. He proved me wrong when he bested 16 other Republican candidates to become the party's nominee. And he proved me wrong again when he defeated Hillary Rodham Clinton in the general election. For himself, and also for the fate of the nation, the country, I hope that he proves me wrong one last time and becomes not just the president, but the person we both want and need him to be. All I ask is that you do the same. Thank you.